Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of our simple Gulp project. Today we're just going to add a really cool little tool that makes your life a lot easier if you're doing a lot of CSS and using features of CSS that may or may not be supported in certain browsers, so you've got to use prefixes. And you know, I dislike, as much as everyone else, writing out all the prefixes and going and checking which ones are still needed and for which browsers and so on. So there's this really great little tool called Autoprefixer, and it's really easy to use and it has really good integration with Gulp. So we're going to add it today. We're going to just throw it in here and I'm going to show you how it works. So we're in our project folder, and we, like last time, we go npm install. I have stitches in my finger, so my typing is a bit off. Sorry about that. Gulp Autoprefixer. Again, it is the Gulp version, or the Gulp integration of Autoprefixer, so make sure you specify that. And again, we save it to our development. So now that's installed, like with the others, we come back into our Gulp file and we require it. So we go var Autoprefixer. Again, my apologies. I have a big bandage on my middle finger of my right hand. It's making things quite difficult. Require Gulp Autoprefixer. We could make a new task to run Autoprefixer, and in certain situations it's probably advisable to do that, but here we don't need to, because we can just put it straight into our styles task. So the styles task is, again, grabbing the SCSS file, piping it to the Sass compiler, and then we can get that output before it gets put into the CSS folder. We can pipe it to Autoprefixer, and then Gulp will take that output and put it in our CSS folder as our main CSS file. So if we save that, and let's turn on Gulp, and it's opened up over here, so here we go. So we've got Browsersync enabled here. Let's just double check that it's all working right. Let's go black. Yep, it's working. So what if we want to do something that, depending on when you're watching this, may or may not require a prefix? Let's add a filter to this. We'll blur. Let's go 20 pixels. I don't know why you'd want to do this, but there we go. So it's worked, and if we go into our main.css file, we see it's added the WebKit prefix, and it hasn't added moz or any other prefix, because what it's done is it's gone to caniuse.com. I think it's .com. Can I use? And it's checked what prefixes are necessary for this. And one option that I will show you quickly that we can pass to Autoprefixer is we can tell it how far back we want it to go in terms of browser compatibility. So we tell it, for instance, to check the last 2 versions of every browser, and it'll then do that. So I don't know if this will change anything, but let's see if it does. So if we go back in here, let's change it to 25 pixels, and come back here. That's still good. Let's see, did it change anything? No, it didn't. And it did compile. So yeah, I mean, not the best example because it didn't change anything, but you get the idea of how that works. And if you go onto Autoprefixer's website, there are detailed lists of all the options that are available to pass into it, ways of integrating it into different projects, into different Gulp files, or even just use it without Gulp. I really recommend checking it out. Just do a Google for it, you'll find it. And that's it. That's all I'm going to go into today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.